Is there a difference between driving distance and flying distance? So that's what we're going to find out. I first want to apologize that the map is a little bit hard to see, but I will try my best to edit it and try to get it more clear for you all. So let's first talk about the driving distance from the greenhouse to the stadium. So I'm going to highlight the greenhouse is right here and the stadium is right here. So if we talk about driving distance, first we're going to move east or west. So we're going to go from the greenhouse to the stadium. We are going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks east. So I'm going to write this down. Driving distance. We're going to go 4 blocks east. And then, once we're 4 blocks east, we're right here, we are going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks north. For a total of 7 blocks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and draw that. We went 4 blocks east and 3 blocks north. Now, if we think about being in a helicopter, an emergency helicopter, needing to get there a lot faster, we want to fly from the greenhouse to the stadium in a diagonal line. The shortest distance between any 2 points is a straight line. So if I go ahead and draw that diagonal line, what we've created is a right triangle. So over here, I'm going to work out the flying distance. So we need to first figure out what is this part of the triangle called. Good, it's the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is labeled as C in the right triangle. And so we're going to use Pythagorean Theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. The shortest side of the triangle are the legs, and the longest side is the hypotenuse. Now, it doesn't matter if you put the 3 or the 4 first for A or B, but I always like to make it easier and say the shortest side is A, the middle side is B, and the longest side is C. So we have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals C squared. Now, if we combine those together, 3 squared plus 4 squared, we get 25. So 25 is C squared. And the last step to isolate C and get C by itself is the opposite of squared, is to take the square root of both sides. So the square root of C squared just becomes C. And the square root of 25 is 5. So the flying distance is 5 blocks. So if we were driving in a car, it would take us 7 blocks to get somewhere. If we were flying by helicopter, it would only take us 5 blocks. So which route is shorter, flying distance or driving distance? Well, it's the flying distance, 5 blocks. It's 2 blocks shorter. So let's look at another problem. So let's talk about the flying distance from the police station to the animal shelter. So when we're talking about flying distance, we want the shortest possible route. So the shortest distance between any 2 points is a straight line. So if I look here, the shortest distance between the police station and the animal shelter would be this diagonal line here. Okay? So then I need to look and make a right triangle. So I'm going to go across and up. From here to here is 2 blocks. And from here to here, we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Then I'm ready to use Pythagorean Theorem. Again, my formula is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So 2 is my a, 2 squared, plus b is 6. 6 squared equals c squared. 2 squared plus 6 squared is 40. 40 equals c squared. And my last step is to take the square root of both sides. When I take the square root of c squared, I get c. And the square root of 40, rounding to the nearest tenth, is going to be 6.3. So it takes 6.3 blocks to fly from the police station to the animal shelter. Now, if we drove that same route by using the roads provided, we would have to go 6 blocks east and 2 blocks north for a total of 8 driving blocks.